The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Monday, December 11th, and this is after 11 o'clock in the morning. Once again, this is C.A. Newry, and I shall be your host for the day as we have an open line Monday. We haven't had an open line Monday in a while where we talk about what is trending in the news and what is trending on social media. Joining me today is Erin Green. She stayed back to make sure I stay focused. But I want to have a discussion about Family Island Affairs. There's a Ministry of Family Island Affairs, right, Erin?
Yeah, I think it. So prior to the shuffle, it was the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs.
So there is such a thing.
Right. Post the shuffle, it's now the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs.
So I just want to make sure there is a minister who's responsible for what is happening on the Family Island?
Yeah.
When I say what is happening, issues happening on the Family Island.
Right.
Okay, so I just wanted to establish that is a thing because I have a concern. I'm not sure if the other listening audience is aware, but a number of family islands have been complaining of late. I mean, I've been inundated of calls from Acklands, calls from Eleuthera, calls from Bimini, calls from Andros about various things not working.
Issues in Long Island, but Long Island people ain't gonna call. They ain't gonna call.
Oh, but I see Long Island people making noise.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna call and say, "Oh, we need your help."
Oh yeah, they grumble amongst themselves.
No, they gonna make noise and then see what they could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I see Long Island has joined that cry of late. They are on social media making noise that something ain't working.
And in today's paper, Long Islanders complain of poor roads in the front page of the Nassau Guardian.
Man, all over the Bahamas have poor roads, man.
That's up me.
That's just the nature of us. This is
no. That's not just the nature of us.
You're not used to the poor roads?
I mean, I'm used to them, but that doesn't mean that's the nature of us.
The Long Island road can't be as bad as Nassau roads.
Well,
they didn't have that much cars.
Listen, nearly 3 years after much of the Queens Highway in northern Long Island was dug up with promises of a new asphalt road, all but a small stretch remains unpaved and pothole-laden.
Who promised them they're going to have a new road?
Nearly 3 years?
Yeah, that sounds like this administration.
No, because this administration...
There's 2 years. Nearly 2 years. There's two going on 3 years.
September 2021 to September 2023 is only 2 years.
So it's the other guy.
Yes.
The other guy.
The previous administration? I would hate to think that in 2023, though, that constituencies are being punished because they didn't vote for the governing party.
No, man. This administration is going after that seat. Actively going after that seat. So one would assume they're working twice as hard.
But what do you mean actively going after that seat? They could actively do their jobs as a government, and then they don't have to go after the seat. They could just do their jobs, and maybe people will see them doing their jobs and vote for them again.
But perhaps paving the road isn't their job.
Whose job is it? Whose job is it to pave the road on the Family Island? Tell me.
Technocrats and stuff.
What do you mean technocrats?
The people who
technocrats are part of the Davis administration.
Yeah, but that ain't political. That's just get fixed automatically.
Just once you didn't say foreign direct investors, I'm fine with that.
No.
Once you didn't say foreign direct investors supposed to pave the road.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yes. But see, my thing is, what I'm talking about today is that we have a minister responsible.
Right.
And it seems, whoever that minister is, because I don't know who's the minister. It's not Clay Sweden?
Yes.
No? It's Clay Sweden, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Clay Sweden.
The same Clay Sweden that was sailing at the best of the best.
Yeah.
As opposed to Minister of Working and Family Island Affairs.
Isn't he in charge of sailing? Or he's not in charge of that anymore?
See, that's exactly it. If he were in charge of sailing, Mr. Newry, is he supposed to sail?
He can enjoy himself.
No.
What you mean? No?
He's working.
What you mean? He's
Not
working.
only that, then there becomes an inherent bias
He can have an off day.
because the minister should not be competing.
He can have an off day.
When he's not a minister, he can have an off day.
But that was the day he was off.
No, he's still a minister. Thus, he's not off. A minister's never on vacation. Even when the house is prorogued and they went on vacation, they're not supposed to be on vacation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The minister should not have sailed. He should stop sailing.
I have no problem with
They created a whole event called the Minister's Cup, eh? Why don't you make all the ministers sail? Only ministers could sail in the Minister's Cup. Why are ministers competing with ordinary people?
But he's not competing. He's competing with, not against, though.
No, he's competing against. He raced. He was a part of a race. He was a member of a boat.
I have
that
no
raced.
problem with him racing, man, Aaron. I have a problem with him fixing the roads.
Do you have a problem with conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest.
I'm just saying. Either we have a problem with conflict of interest or we don't have a problem with conflict of interest. That's just one element. The other element is, have you performed sufficiently to be able to take part in recreational and extracurricular activities? That's the more important question. How does it look when the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs is in Montague Harbor, best of the best in, while people are in Andros wondering when the next shipment of gas is going to arrive? When people in Acklands are wondering when the power going to come back on
I'm not even sure
again.
if Acklands get power yet.
When people in Long Island wondering when you're coming back to pave the rest of these roads. It's a bad look. It doesn't matter how well-intentioned you are. It doesn't matter how many people from your hometown beg you to sail with them. You explain to them that it's inappropriate and improper. And quite frankly, it's disrespectful.
Man, I'm sure the Bahamian people cheered him on to see a minister.
The
in his
Bahamian
short
people
pants.
who could turn on the TV and see him, what about those that don't have electricity?
They ain't just
Or use all the fuel that they had to run their generator to keep the medicine operational, up to standard, because it has to be refrigerated. It's just disrespectful. And it needs to stop. That's just an easy one. Have we seen, has the report, an audit of the Bahama Games been tabled and gazetted yet? Has an audit of the independence celebrations been tabled and gazetted yet?
Wait, hold on. You still looking for an audit of the Independence Day celebration?
From the moment that they quoted good Jack Thompson saying that his pen is still in the numbers, I expect to see a report. We all expect to see a report. And you know who deserves to see a report?
Who deserves to see a report, Aaron?
People who are unable to access life-saving services, medical services, because of whatever inefficiencies or deficiencies existed or exist in the public health system. People who are unable to see their loved ones because, the refrigeration unit still ain't working in the morgue.
I was going to ask for the morgue, you know, because there still was a shortage of space in the morgue, and I know that some of the refrigeration wasn't working, and we have had any updates as yet.
No, nothing that I've been able to find in the public domain.
Is Jack Thompson still working on the report?
I have no idea. Here's another thing. To government agencies, when you are disseminating information to the public, especially like via PDF, stop uploading pictures of documents to the internet. Stop uploading pictures of press releases to your Facebook page. First of all, can you not type out a press release so that news agencies and other media actors can pull that information easily from Facebook? First of all, why don't you have your own website? Why don't you have a portal on the government website? Why is Facebook your main means of communication?
What do you have against using Facebook?
First of all, the government doesn't own the domain on which it shares information. Facebook could take that information down at any time.
It's just sharing it so you can read.
It's not just sharing it so I could read. You need to share it so I can have it in hand, so I could print it, so I could disseminate it.
That's why we have a PDF version.
No, you have an image. You can't. I have to print a picture of a press statement.
You don't have a printer?
Mr. Newry, I'm not running a tuck shop, and the government isn't supposed to be running a tuck shop, and we need to stop endorsing this behavior and activity like it's real. People get paid real money, the type of real money where you could afford insurance to go to a real hospital, but they still issuing pictures of press releases. It's a joke.
I love the Prime Minister's page. That's where I get my press release from.
You could copy and paste from his page. Why aren't all of the other agencies and ministries operating their media pages like the Office of the Prime Minister? I mean, why are agencies posting pictures of press statements on Facebook pages? It just doesn't even make any sense. And that's why, Mr. Newry, that we have to be aware that the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs sailing in a regatta is a conflict of interest. And I hope that the Prime Minister didn't think that the simple act of removing the minister from agriculture that's responsible for regattas was sufficient to deal with the conflict of interest. It's not sufficient.
But I must give the minister kudos for his attempt to bulldoze these irregular communities.
It's not the minister that's doing it. I mean,
What do you mean it's not the minister that's doing it? The last minister didn't do anything. This minister, Clay Sweeten, has bulldozed
what happened the
about
last? Hold on.
three
What happened?
different communities.
What happened the last time? What did we find out? We found out that the notices were not properly given. That's the reason why those homes could not be demolished.
So you're trying to say the notices are being properly given now?
What I'm saying is that the matter does not lie in the hands of the minister. The minister's job is to ensure that things are done properly. Right? And we don't even... Anyway, I'm just terribly disappointed in the function of my government. Let's go to the caller.
Yes, go to the caller. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me?
A pleasant good morning, Mr. Newry.
Good morning.
I'm Miss Green.
Morning, sir.
Miss Green, first of all, Miss Green, let me let you know, you told me over and repeatedly, Sparky, if you can write your life story, get it down in either bio or video form. Yesterday morning, I'm pleased to announce to you that a special lady came and picked me up at 11 o'clock yesterday. I drove the car, started to the place where I was officially born, and then all the routes to my growing up and all the Junkanoo shacks and all the Wadi areas, all the houses I lived in and owned, and all the schools I went to and all that kind of stuff. We had that done yesterday on, like I call it, an island-wide tour. While I drive, she was just videoing, questioning me. So that should be coming out soon.
Awesome.
From 4 years old in West Street, that I can remember, up to leaving my home yesterday, doing the route, and then ending up back here. And presenting her with 2 hands of bananas.
Nice.
She said the video will be out soon, maybe within a week, so I'll try to get you a sight of it, and then you could critique it.
Okay. Awesome. And
now, next thing, but I get upset too, Mr. Green, when we talk about these things that's going on, thanks to social media and the new smartphones and the rapid pace of how we could connect with one another in such a split second. You could talk to somebody in Japan. We didn't have that growing up when we were kids. But now, it disturbs me sometimes, even with our political situation, especially a person at my age who's been doing this voting and in and out government from I was 18. When at this time in my life, you critique or you complain about something in governance in our country, and it seems like they say we're celebrating 50 years of our independence, but look, to me sometimes it looks like we went back 50 years. But if you complain, it's like you got to be in fear of this victimization, whether you use PLP, UBP, DNA, F&M, whatever. And, it's the twilight of my life, and I'm thinking more about my children and grandchildren and the future of the children and grandchildren of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, that if everybody knows Sparky claims to be a PLP, but if I complain with something, it's like, what you talking about the party for? Like, you trying to do us and you trying to mess us up. I say, no, maybe I see something going wrong. We need to correct.
Yes,
we
sir.
need to correct because it's messing up. It's not only messing up me in my twilight age, when I could have hardly afford to go to the food store, then my national insurance used to be so much, but my electricity going up so quick and so fast that when I used to have maybe $600 a month, now I only got $150 a month. So you take $400 away just from BEC light bill. When my light bill moved from $160 a month to $470 a month, and I'm making $670 a month for national insurance, you take $400 away, what you left me to live with? You know what I mean, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Green?
Yes, sir.
At 70 years old, how can I live with $200? That's less than minimum wage now.
Mm-hmm.
And my national insurance is not going to increase. That's going to remain the same. When I go to Super Value or any one of the stores, and I used to come out with a trolley load of stuff, I coming out with a so-called $1.25 plastic bag.
Yeah.
But my light bill gone up, and everything else around me gone up. The pharmaceutical gone up. I can't afford to go to no private hospital, and you can't even get into the government hospital because they ain't got no space and they overcrowded. I mean, how could we live in an economy which is said to be the third largest economy in the Western Hemisphere next to America and Canada per capita? Where's the money going? Because don't look like we living in it. Somebody getting the money and we not getting it. The poor people ain't getting the money. Some elite people getting this money because everything going up around them big businesses, and the poor people got the same salary trying to doggone buy corned beef and white rice. Have a good morning.
Thank you, Sparky. Thank you, Sparky. This is another thing on the table for the year-end review, Mr. Newry. Mm-hmm. Is what the government's saying lining up with what the people are feeling, right? I got to find a fancy title for it. I found the story from Andres that I was referring to. Someone in the Bearing Point area had posted on Friday in a group that I'm in. On Friday, this is what they posted. It's getting interesting with no gas for 2 days and 3 more days to go. One bonefish guide said he only has fuel left for today. My neighbor that runs a snack takeout by generator says he has no more fuel. We will see how the next few days go. That's how people living on the family island. We just have to see how the next few days go. We figure it out.
Is there some kind of special place to report one's concern when you live on the family island?
Let's talk about it. I saw another post from the family island saying that the police station is short-staffed. When they went to the station, it was closed, so they had to go look for the officers. I imagine it was closed because they were out working, so they had to close the office because there's no one to man the office. And they were told that you got to report all your matters to the headquarters in New Providence, just to make sure they're on the record. See, that's the third reason why the minister should not be sailing while he should be working. I got a text here. The North Roads in Long Island do not even have tar, Newry. It is terrible. You have to drive on the opposite side of the road to avoid potholes. Mm-hmm. Another text. Does that mean for traffic fatality for men is less? So the text is asking when the minister says there's been a 50% increase in women dying in traffic fatalities. Does that mean that there's less for men? Well, I imagine there's been an increase for men as well. In the category for motorcycles, there was a 50% increase in motorcycle fatalities, and typically men are driving motorcycles. Typically, I just don't think it was a 50% increase in men dying in traffic fatalities. Mr. Newry, oh, here we go. Are these female drivers or passengers Has female registration of vehicles changed? Was the accident attributed to a female driver? Great questions. Text us, and this is the type of information that we need to have released with the stats. We don't just need the minister coming out and making sensational statements. We need the details. Another text. This is why when I hear Chester Cooper jumping up and down about 8 million visitors, I say something is seriously wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. This has to be the great deception by both parties. They get in Parliament with wide smiles and claps and pats on the back while people are suffering. The infrastructure is at the point of collapse. Brave Davis is flying around the world giving beautiful speeches about the environment, and the environment is screaming, "Save me from government-sanctioned Bahamian abuse." Secret deals to party finances for oil spill penalties, 200 acres of mangroves destroyed and not a word. Remember I had that story lined up, Mr. Newry?
I remember that. Nobody seems to know who destroyed the mangrove.
I mean, I'm saying I don't know who destroyed the mangroves, but the first person I would ask is the major development taking place right next to where the mangroves were destroyed. That's where I would ask. I'd start there. But I'm not a police officer. Secret deals, hills being cut down in Andros this minute and nothing. Something is wrong.
Should we be concerned, Aaron?
Of course. I mean,
But there's no one up in arms.
I'm up in arms. I'm
You
just
always up in
one
arms.
person.
You tend to be making noise all the time.
I mean, I tend to be highlighting the plethora of things that need to be highlighted. But I feel you. Also, this is another text for you.
Okay.
Say, where Cecil come from? I think he should start a school to train comedians. His comedic timing is impeccable. You don't have a printer? LOL.
You don't have a printer.
Mr. Newry
We have a call,
is
Aaron.
training to be a politician to a texter, and he's very good at it. Good morning, caller.
Go ahead, caller. Welcome to
Guardian Radio in the
AM.
AM with
Yes.
C.A. Newry.
Hold on 1 minute.
Hold on. Good morning. Hold on.
Okay. We see the problem. Your voice is being heard in the back room and not in the studio, so we can't really hear you. Give me a few seconds and we'll engage you, or hang up and call back again so we can get that move forward. We can hear you speaking, but we just can't hear it over the radio. Okay. So hang up and hopefully be able to get it through.
Thank you. Thank you.
But go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, just back to what Mr. Newry's be doing. Just baiting, but I really appreciate it because iron sharpen iron, and these are the spaces where real critical interrogation arise. Hi, Aaron, please ensure to invite 52 to your platform on these agendas. He is well read and informed on most social issues to date. Absolutely. Producer, can we take this call? Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Good morning.
Okay, good.
Good.
Good morning to both of you.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
I just want to make a comment, and I'll be finished. I'm hoping Bahamas Air. I haven't heard anybody talk about Bahamas Air for a long time, and they've gotten worse. They're between 6 to 10 hours late now. Please tell them this is the same route. They've been running the same routes now for over 50 years. They must be know the little idiosyncrasies of their business. Ask them to please do a little better.
How long you say you've been waiting now for the flight?
Oh, 6 hours, sir. I mean, I'm in now. I'm in.
You're in, but you waited 6 hours for the flight.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, come on.
So
people
tell
can't
them,
live
man,
like that.
they've been flying now over 50 years. All this late, and now people even expect to be late.
Yeah.
But they got to do a little bit. And they even got new air. The man was on, Chester was on the radio saying how they got burning about 2 new aircrafts.
Yeah.
Man, tell Bahamas there they got to tighten up.
You know,
Huh?
you know the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas?
Yes.
That's a gentleman that has what I call John Taffer money. You know who John Taffer is?
No, I don't know the name.
John Taffer is a business consultant. He operates a show called Bar Rescue.
Oh, yeah.
Right. He goes into your business. He makes an assessment of your infrastructure, your practice, your staff, your resources, and then he helps you to remodel your business.
But, they make this thing seem complicated, but it isn't.
At all.
No, it isn't. I mean, time is time. You know time. And you got your people there to work. You got your equipment. You brought in extra planes. Time is time.
Yep.
Listen, you could go on American Airlines any day of the week and leave just about on time and arrive on time just about any day of the week.
They have a far better record.
Yeah, but so why they can't look at what they're doing?
I can tell you why. Because
Why?
they need a John Taffer. They need somebody to come in and quote unquote bar rescue them.
So why do we always get these people and put them in places and they know nothing about these so-called bright ministers, and they come on the news pontificating and doing like they could solve any problem. And when they leave, the problem's still right there.
Ah, boy, because the political culture is intoxicating. It overwhelms all who enter.
Who enter? I don't go to none of them, and I don't like the rallies or nothing.
There you go.
Because
There
I
you
know
go.
the foolishness. And then it's always they love you and God bless you at the end.
Yes, sir. But
And they don't know who you are. Don't. I've never seen you in their life.
that's the solution right there. We need
And-
organizational management experts to come into the ministries. We need the ministers and the people at the top to acquiesce, to submit, to acknowledge that they are also a part of the problem, and that they need to compel their staff, the people who are employed under them, to participate in the program. And that's all it is. I think all of our problems are the result of a bad attitude. Because
Aaron,
our
what would be nice?
ancestors were able to do things with less resources than we
Right,
have now,
yeah,
and
right.
less freedom and less personal autonomy. But they were
Right.
able to get it done. We got a bad attitude in this town. That's all it is.
You and I should go and apply for a job down there. Because I'm sure we could bring that under better timing and save these people who be sitting in the airports for hours and hours. And then it's so bad they just connect two flights one time.
And see, because here's the thing. It's not that the people are not ignorant. We have experts in all of these spaces,
Yes.
The problem is that one person cannot shift the organizational culture of an entity. The people at the top have to initiate the shift. They have to be a part of it. They have to be fair, balanced, and most important, they have to be accountable, honest, and transparent as a part of the process.
Well,
So that we can pull the best out of our people as opposed to managing them in the most horrible conditions.
I'm going to hang up and listen to you, Aaron, but I just hope when they give the report on Bahamas Air, they give it in more detail about all this lateness and all of that.
Absolutely.
And
Why?
The money they would have made, and if they made a profit, because, they're playing full every day, going and coming.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hang up and listen.
Thank you, sir.
I see we have another caller there, Aaron. But is it important to have Bahamas here arrive on time?
Yes.
But I know there are oftentimes people just brag that they don't have any kind of serious instances rate, right? They arrive home safely all the time, and that's something just to celebrate about.
Right. No, what we say is, they late and sometimes they lousy.
But they arrive.
But you get home safe every time.
Yeah, surely that worth something.
I mean, it is obviously worth something. It's definitely something to celebrate. But why denigrate your professionals like this? See, on the surface, it sounds like you're doing a good thing for the people who work there, but you're not. You denigrating them.
Let's go to the next caller there. Producer, pass them through. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, Ms. Green and Mr. Newry.
Morning.
And to the Bahamas. Ms. Newry, you all were talking about Mr. Clay Sweeten and him stealing and best of the past and not on the job.
Whether it represents a conflict of interest.
Right. Okay. Well, I been calling, and I called for Prime Minister and Chester Cooper because that illegal runway at Pitchtown, Crooked Island, that civil aviation thing comes under the ministry, under the Deputy Prime Minister, and the Investment Authority. comes under his portfolio also. The problem with Ditchtown runway is they legally extend the runway across 14 pieces of property. 4 of them I own. Okay? They don't have an approved plan. And alongside the illegal extension of the runway is a 20-foot wide dirt road. They never got any approval from the Ministry of Works. So that's a different department, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clay Sweeten Department.
Yeah.
Under the laws of the Bahamas, they have to be charged or supposed to be charged under the Private Road and Subdivision Rhode Island Act, Section 257. The new act now is the Planning and Subdivisions Act from 2010, but under the old act.
Mm-hmm.
That has to do with they illegally extend the runway, they illegally put a road, and nobody has done nothing. There's 3 different government departments. Civil aviation, and over the years been in contact, and who's in charge of civil aviation, the director of civil aviation, Alex Ferguson. I spoke with him years ago. They don't have an approved plan. The plan they use, Crooked Island Subdivision Plan number 80, was done without showing any extension because they don't have any approval from the Investment Board, from the Ministry of Works, from Civil Aviation, and they are not the plan itself. That's why it's registered at Land and Survey, and that don't show no extension of the runway. It's been there since 1975, and they were told on the 22nd of August 2002, signed by the then Director of Civil Aviation, Cyril Sanders, who said they would have to upgrade, and they haven't done anything from then. They have been rejected in 2008.
Yeah.
On the 4th of June 2008 by a letter written on behalf of the Director of Investment. At the time, the person, I wouldn't call her name because she still works there, rejecting their application. 19 days later, on the 23rd of June, Madam Cheryl Alby, as she then was, rejected their application. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They had no approval, and I can't get the now director on a letter that was written since November of last year to give me an updated position from the Bahamas Investment Authority. I copied the Prime Minister, I copied the Deputy Prime Minister, I copied the Permanent Secretary, Mr. David Davis, and the letter was directed to Ms. Felicia Wazano, who's the director. See, what we say, what these people do. Now, if the government isn't respecting the law, then that means they're disrespecting the human right of justice and their right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
and
right to
dignity.
recourse, yes.
I appreciate
Thank you,
that,
sir.
caller. Thanks very much. Let's move on to the next caller there.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me? Caller going once. Caller going twice. And a number of people seems to have concern, and especially Family Island concern, and the way we run our business, the daily operations, right? And this is one reason why I said let's give voice to that, right? A number of people are concerned. You know, they said you have a phone line to call about potholes. But there's so many potholes, it's hard to miss. So just saying call to fix the
listen, okay,
potholes
Paul.
is insufficient.
Call to fix the pothole, then watch the same people who fixed the pothole the last time come to do it, and take bets on when you're going to have to call to fix the very same pothole again.
And that's exactly what I was meaning. The idea that we have to call just to do patchwork, and there's no general, no mass
But not just
dealing
that,
with the potholes in general, straight across the Commonwealth.
and the frustration of watching you call the same contractors over and over again to do the same shoddy job, right? I mean, you couldn't imagine that the Eastern Road was just patched the other day.
Yeah.
You couldn't imagine that Johnson Road, the same thing. Shirley Street, the same thing. And God forbid, the further south you go on the island, the worse the roads get.
My gosh. I see we have another caller here. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good,
Doing
thank
well.
you. Good, thank you.
Great. I just want to call in. I didn't hear no one mention Abaco, and I just want to say the people feel a little bit feel the inequality as it relates to housing. They feel like they're being discriminated against by allowing a certain demographic to build and everybody ignoring it. This has been, being noted. I don't know if you guys saw it.
No, let me engage you. What you mean by allowed to build? I want to understand exactly what is happening.
All right. You have citizens who are, especially after Dorian, who are being disenfranchised. They're not allowed to build because of the regulations, and you need to get certain permits and stuff to build, and you have to pay for land and all that stuff. But if you just drive down Treasure Key or even look a little further down, you'll see large, even in Mercytown, you'll see large communities being built, and all the authorities, even though you report it to them, it seems to be ignored. You report it to the necessary government authorities. You let them know the housing, water, and sewage. You do what you're supposed to do as a citizen, other than go in there and taking matters into your own hands. And you're not supposed to do that. So you report it to the authorities. You even call radio stations. You write letters, and it seems that everything is being almost since this new party came in. Even before that, nothing's being done, and it seems that if you try, as a citizen of Abaco, you trying to do the right thing and not doing what you see going around you, and it seems to be falling on deaf ears. So,
is this irregular communities you're talking about?
No, well, we're talking about migrant communities.
Irregular communities. No, I just wanted to understand who you're speaking about. Whether this was like Abaconians who host.
You may not be familiar because you're in Nassau centric, so you may not know what's going to happen. You may not know what's happening. And
no, my caller, just for a second. Don't go anywhere. Mr. Newry is just making a distinction with language, right? We know what's happening. We know what's happening in Abaco. He's asking you, are you talking specifically about irregular communities being built?
Right. That's
by migrants, right?
That's been going on.
Yeah.
For some time, especially after Dorian, after the.
Now, caller, let me ask you a question, right? I'm being very serious here. Y'all ain't ready to get rid of the PM of Abaco yet?
What do you do? I mean,
I know. I asking you a question. Are y'all ready to get rid of the PM of Abaco yet?
Who's the PM of Abaco?
He announced it the other day.
Who he is. Here's the point that I'm making, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that the people in Abaco are frustrated with the post-Dorian recovery effort.
Right.
I know that the residents in Abaco are frustrated given the difficulties they have resettling their lives and their homes and seeing the rapidity, the ease, and the speed with which migrants are able to rebuild and reestablish themselves and their living quarters, right?
Right.
Here's what I want to know from you. Are those people in those homes working?
You mean the persons who's building?
The people living in the irregular housing communities, are they working?
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where they're working?
We can do some investigations, but I'm sure they're employed in Bakers Bay and these other places. Sure. I think Bakers Bay and Guanakee and other side of pretty much Bakers Bay is the primary.
So we get two roads to a solution. The first question is, can we replace the migrants on those jobs with Bahamians? Can we reasonably?
I think so.
It's able organized labor.
My question to you is, does that mean are you leading into or trying to segue into because you're saying that we need those workers, hence
I'm
a blind eye to.
No, I'm not going to suggest that we turn a blind eye at all. We're looking at solutions. How do we replace the migrant labor with Bahamian labor?
Well, this would be one. We want equality. If you're saying that we need them, and
I'm not saying that we need them, my cousin. I'm asking you. I'm not saying that we need them. I'm asking you, how do we put Bahamians in those jobs?
We have the necessary government authorities to vet people properly, and to me, it goes down to the government authorities and the proper persons in place
Okay.
Here's my solution. As I said, if you have the proper labor board persons down here, so behemoths could apply to these particular entities, then you could properly vet persons. So even if hello?
Are you here? We haven't cut
have
you.
no
You here?
issues. Like, I don't think behemoths have any issues with migrant labor. It's just we want equality. We want to do it properly. I think no nation or no country could make it without migrant labor. What we want is, if you're allowing somebody to do it, just allow the citizens to do it too. If you don't want to allow the citizens to do it, regardless of how much we need the labor, we need order, or chaos will reign.
Before you go, who is stopping regular Bahamians from building without these permits?
Behemoths themselves. They're trying to be law-abiding citizens. That's the only way laws stay in place. When you have persons who do not overrun the government by just saying or getting so frustrated when they say, "The hell with it." The reason why you don't have chaos happening in Abaco right now is because you got law-abiding citizens. But eventually, something's going to happen. People could ignore it. They play like it's not happening.
Listen, caller, before you go, because I want to have a conversation before you go. I got more callers.
Sure.
I'm not engaging you to suggest that we should turn a blind eye to the migrant labor and migrants building irregular houses. I am simply trying to direct us to a solution, a practical solution.
The solution is a platform as large as you guys are, Mr. Newry.
So that's why I asked you the question.
No, but I'm saying
when you're sending the PM of Abaco back to New Providence, and when are y'all going to get serious with your constituency representatives?
I'm saying you guys have a huge platform, and everybody.
Yeah, but I can't get in the booth and vote for you. I use my platform to tell you to spoil your ballot if you can't think of anything else to do but voting for these guys who keep bringing you the same results.
The other things you could do, but that's by force.
No, we're not. You're not going to say that on my show. On Newry show, but you're not going to say that.
No,
you're not going to abdicate your responsibility as a citizen to participate in governance. You could form a political party. That's what you could do.
Well, we see what happens to third parties here. They want two parties.
But sir, you're not going to get on the show and suggest that the only solution is force or violence. Because we could sit and talk about the solutions, which is what I was trying to do.
Like I said, you guys probably don't know what's happening now. We've been talking.
No, man, caller, you being disingenuous by saying that. You being disingenuous and you being lazy by suggesting we in Nassau just don't know what to do. We've been using this platform to discuss the solutions. And the question is, how do you put Bahamians in those jobs? Is it that we need to reinforce the labor laws so that any foreign direct investor coming here understands they have to pay everybody the same wage and a proper wage?
Anyway, we need to have a show just on that. But we need to take a commercial break. Call I See You. Caller, I see you. As on this next side of the commercial break, we coming directly to you. But we can have a discussion on Abaco, the immigration situation, the work situation, the housing situation, the solution, and the lack of enforcement there. Right? We can do that. What are you doing tomorrow? Let's start with that tomorrow. Anyway, Guardian Radio on the AM. We're going to be right back.
Every day, countless Bahamians fall asleep hungry. But by working together, we can change this.
AML has committed $20,000 to provide nutritious meals for those in need during the holiday season.
As the holidays approach, help spread love and hope by supporting AML's 8th annual Feed 5000 program.
Donate today at any Solomon's, Fresh Market, Crossrite, Exuma Market, and Domino's Pizza.
Girl, Junior just showed me Bella Boy on his phone.
What you mean? He take picture of that good-for-nothing boy?
Shh, you don't want Bella here. You say that. You know she always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there because the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send pictures direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas, then pick install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is already also a section on missing persons?
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News Sales Representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Hello?
Hey girl, what you saying? I just was calling to check up on you.
Hey girl, everything fine, but I just can't talk right now. I gotta go to the clinic.
The clinic? Everything okay with you?
Yeah, girl, everything fine with me. I just trying to get this little one ready because he has an appointment for his childhood vaccination.
Well, Logan's 6 years old. I haven't taken him for his last vaccine appointment since before the pandemic.
Did you know that the childhood vaccinations could protect these little ones from preventable diseases like polio, rubella, measles, and mumps? So these vaccinations for the little ones is the best we could do for them.
I'm gonna make that appointment for him because I need him to get up to date with all of his vaccines. Let me let you go, but call me back when you come back home.
Mommy, I need to go get my vaccines.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO WHO, and the Canadian government.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio AM. I'm still amused. I'm still engaged with the last caller and his concerns about Abaco. And I'm committed.
They're serious concerns.
and
Nobody
that's
dissing
that's why I'm willing to engage him. I'm willing to hash out what's happening in Abaco and by extension the Family Island and whether the residents of the Family Island is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then why call us in Nassau?
I'll argue that there's obviously a migrant crisis, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the migrant crisis is sitting on top of an administrative crisis.
And that's what we can talk about. We can definitely talk about.
I think that's the root of the solution is solving the administrative crisis.
And even during Christmas. Also, like I've said, on the 20th, December 20th, we're doing our giveaway. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we have vendors donate their ware that we can do a prize given in terms of trivia questions, Christmas-centered trivia questions.
Yeah.
And then the listening audience could actually win prizes.
Yeah.
Right? Right here, I met a lady, Janelle Albury, who repurposed wine bottles. I'm not sure if you understand what repurposed wine bottles is. Erin, or if you've seen that. Basically, she has like some kind of laser type thing and redesigns wine
cool.
bottles.
Yeah, I know what's happening.
That's different, especially when we have an issue with garbage and someone able to recycle them and create a new value for such things. They need to be commended.
Absolutely, because we do have a problem that's looking for a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we can do a solution show. But let's go to the callers again. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning again, Ms. Green and Mr. Newry. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight something that Sparky touched on.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the price of the portobello mushrooms went up to $7 this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it frightened me. The price is still, like, a couple items, so it cost me to forget to buy a few items. But, I just try to avoid the dog food. But another thing I wanted to highlight, a fisherman friend of mine was just here in the shop, and he was talking about the amount of garbage that they see in that these rich people in these cruise ships are dumping.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to get him to call in to give some of his shark encounters. He said he came across hammerheads, tigers, and he said the tigers are very aggressive. And he give me an account that one time, that once you have a fish, he would give the shark the fish. But he said he missed the shark with the sling, and the shark came at him, and he give him the sling, the piece that you actually sling, shocked when he realized that wasn't food. He came back for the group. He had to give him the grouper.
Yeah.
But I say that to say this. He's actually talking about his encounter. So I asked him, what did he just do when he see them? He said he's turned around and faced them with his spare gun or sling.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's a good thing to do, too. You know, because people who like to be out there, then you have to have the go knowledge to face these animals.
Oh, yeah.
Creatures, because you're in danger out there.
Yeah.
And so another thing is, what I forgot, was the fact that I wanted people to know that the government don't care about them, because if they did, they would do like first world countries that they're trying to catch a bit and take a lot of food. So it's obviously a clear message that they don't want you to eat. Give thanks.
Blessings 52. Thank you very much.
One of these days, we need to have a show on food security and interrogate what are we doing to ensure we have food security. Because we have a lot of rhetoric that we're doing something. But in terms of tangible things.
And the difference between food security and food sovereignty, right? Because food security is ensuring that people can eat. Food sovereignty is people knowing that they can eat what they want to eat and what they choose to eat. That's not to say that they could eat snack food if they want to, but that they have control over what it is they have access to or what it is they can grow themselves.
I like that. That's deep enough. That's profound. Let's go to the caller there, producer. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear me? Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to call back and make another comment.
Yes, sir.
About the Ministry of Education building. I passed there the other day, and they have trees growing out of the roof. One tree is so big, it's about 4 feet tall, and bush all around the building, and the roof at the top of the building. And the minister even drives there every morning, and nobody got enough sense to call somebody in one of those things that extend up high and pull the leaves, because eventually the roots are going to break the building and break that molding that go around the building, because, the roots are going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And nobody down there, that's the education building.
Yes, sir. Listen, thank you. You hear the music. That means we got to go. Our producer has us tight for Christmas time. He's Junkanu man. He's the timekeeper. So we're on our way out. But as you said that, imagine if the government, in a contract with all of the hotels, only the government could supply you mulch and fertilizer, and the government ensured that it collected all the trash by doing all the landscaping on the island and on all of the islands. And we provided the fertilizer for Bahama and Atlantis' grow programs and the general maintenance for their properties.
That'll definitely make a Bahamian rich.
I mean, it should make all of us rich, but we'll see. We'll see. Merry Christmas.
Yes. Amy has been Guardian Radio in the AM with CA Newry. Have a wonderful day.